Hello there, you're now with me, Ahmad Azlan Shah for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Staff and students at SMK Kuching High evacuated after bomb scare. This comes a day after classes at 19 schools nationwide come to a halt after similar bomb threats. Meanwhile, 25,000 students in Sarawak are slated to enjoy free higher education. A bomb scare at SMK Kuching High earlier this morning saw its students and staff immediately evacuated for safety. According to a WhatsApp message sent by the school's principal, the school received a communication indicating that its safety would be threatened at 3 p.m. today.
According to a statement by Kuching District Police Chief ACP Ashmon Baja, the bomb threat was issued via email to SMK Kuching High earlier this morning and another undisclosed international school in Kuching yesterday. As soon as the police were notified, immediate evacuation of students and staff was done in cooperation with the school authority. Footage on social media showed substantial police presence at SMK Kuching High conducting security flushing, sweeping the entire compound for any suspicious objects. Fortunately, according to Ashmon, no such discoveries were made, and the bomb threat was determined to be a hoax. Now, Ashmon, in a statement, advised any individuals to not make baseless speculations that could cause public unrest.
Following the alleged bomb scare at SMK Kuching High, Sarawak United People's Party SUPP Public Complaints Bureau Chief Milton Foo has called for calm and urged the public not to speculate on the matter. In a Facebook post, Foo said that the safety of the students and teachers was of the utmost importance and should be prioritized. He also thanked the police for their prompt action in closing down the school to conduct a thorough sweep of the premises. A private school in Kuching was also reportedly received similar email last night. The bomb scare at SMK Kuching High came after classes came to a halt at 19 schools in the peninsula on Tuesday due to a bomb hoax email. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussein said the schools are in Selangor, Kuala Lumpur, Johor, Penang, Perak, and Negeri Sembilan.
Razaruddin said the threats were sent through two email accounts using the name Tagstörer, which translates to disturber of peace in German, from the email service provider Bibel.com. Razaruddin added security clearance procedures were carried out, revealing that the threats were false, with no evidence of a bomb risk in any school, as claimed. The investigation also found that the email address in question was newly created and the original content of the email was in English, which was translated into Malay using a translation application. Razaruddin said the same email content was detected to have been sent to 70 schools in Jamaica on November 12 by an individual with mental health issues. He added the police are currently investigating whether there is any connection between that incident and the events yesterday. The case is being investigated under Section 507 of the Penal Code and Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998. The police also confirmed reports on 9 international schools, 2 in Kuala Lumpur and 7 in Selangor, of having received bomb threats via email this morning. Selangor Police Chief Dato' Hussein Omar Khan said that the inspections at the 7 schools located in Petaling Jaya, Kajang, Subang Jaya, Shah Alam and Kuala Langat districts did not turn up any bombs there, and the threats turned out to be hoaxes aimed to cause concern among the schools and parents. Meanwhile, police in Penang confirmed that 2 international schools in the Timor Laut district also received bomb threats via email today. Checks conducted by the Penang Contingent Headquarters Bomb Disposal Unit at both schools did not discover anything suspicious. Also, the management of an international school in Ipoh, Perak, received an anonymous email about a bomb threat in the school building. And a thorough search of the school building by a bomb disposal unit fortunately revealed no suspicious objects. The Johor police, meanwhile, received 3 police reports about bomb threats made via email against 5 private schools in the state today. As with the other schools, the areas were determined to be safe after thorough searches were conducted by bomb disposal teams. Johor Police Chief Kamarul Zaman advised the public to remain calm and not entertain any speculation that could cause concern or affect public order.
Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, has hinted that the cutting-edge deep-sea port in Tanjung Ambang will be developed in the midst of the open sea. He revealed that the port will be developed using different technologies as opposed to conventional methods.
Thus, Abang Johari has expressed interest in collaborating with Indonesia given the strategic locations of the two regions.
I just want to give hint, dia akan dibangunkan di reclaim land di tengah laut, dekat laut, di mana kita punya shore adalah gradient. Jadi kita akan mempunyai satu pelabuhan dalam di mana akan memberikan ruang kepada kapal-kapal untuk singgah di sana selain daripada pembangunan kluster iaitu general cargo dengan oil and gas cluster.
Previously, Abang Johari said Sarawak's visionary plan to develop this deep seaport in Tanjung Ambang is poised to become a pivotal maritime gateway for the southern region's oil and gas industry. According to him, this state-of-the-art port will boast specialized clusters dedicated to handling both general cargo and serving as an oil and gas hub. This, he said, will further propel Sarawak's prominence in the oil and gas trade. He said this when met by reporters after the 41st conference of the ASEAN Federation of Engineering Organizations, CAFIO 41, held earlier today at the Bali International Convention Center, BICC, in Bali, Indonesia. Earlier, Abang Johari was awarded an honorary fellow with the title Distinguished Honorary by the Federation of Engineering Organizations, or AFIO. The award was presented by its chairman, Dr. Insinyur Danis Hidayat. According to Abang Johari, the conferment shows ASEAN's engineers' acknowledgement towards the implementation of Sarawak's policies. Organized by the Indonesian Engineers Association, PII, the 3-day conference from November 20 to 23 has brought together over 1,000 delegates, including Indonesian, ASEAN engineers, and international representatives.
The Sarawak government plans to provide 2,478 affordable housing units across the state under the 12th Malaysia Plan through the National Affordable Housing Policy. Deputy Minister of Public Health, Housing and Local Government Sarawak, Datuk Michael Tiang Ming Tee, announced that this initiative aims to fulfill the dreams of the target groups, such as the B40 category, to own their own homes.
According to Michael Tiang, the provision of affordable housing is in line with the continuous federal constitutional framework, and the state government remains committed to coordinating and implementing affordable housing development for these targeted groups. The Sarawak government also allows for the development of affordable housing by the private sector, emphasizing the need for comprehensive housing development planning.
To assist low-income group in owning a house, Sarawak government since 2021 have introduced Housing Deposit and Repayment Assistance Scheme, HDRAS, where all eligible first-time house buyer will be assisted with the amount of 10,000 ringgit as a deposit, or assistance for the monthly repayment of housing loan at 200 ringgit per month for a period of 48 months.
Furthermore, at present, the development of Spectra Permata Homes, or RSP, under the Village Expansion Scheme, or SPK, and Resettlement Scheme, SPS, is also in progress.
Approximately 25,000 students in Sarawak are set to benefit from the Sarawak government's initiative to provide free free tertiary education by 2026. Deputy Minister of Education, Innovation and Talent Development Sarawak, Datuk Dr. Anwar Rapai said this figure includes first and second year students across 5 government-owned higher education institutions.
He added the relevant IPTS include Swinburne University of Technology Sarawak, University Technology Sarawak UTS, Curtin University Sarawak, the Centre for Technology Excellence Sarawak or CENTEX, and ICATS University College.
3 labs has already been done to deliberate on the strategies of the implementation of this novel policy.
He made his remarks in response to a question from Bawang Asan Assemblyman Datuk Sri Wong Soon Koh during the State Legislative Assembly session on Wednesday. Elaborating further, Anwar emphasized that the free higher education policy announced by Sarawak Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Joritun Openg in August last year is highly significant for future generations.
Rural residents, especially those in longhouses near hill slopes, are reminded to keep an eye out for early signs of landslides. Civil Defence Force Officer of the Serike District, Lieutenant Sharul Azizi Zaidi, emphasized that residents need to be aware of their surroundings, especially during continuous heavy rains.
Kedudukan sebahagian besar rumah panjang khususnya di kawasan pedalaman Serike terletak berhampiran dengan cerun bukit. Justru itu, kami APM mewakili seluruh agensi keselamatan untuk Jawatankuasa Pengurusan Bencana bahagian dan juga daerah Serike. Saya ingin menasihatkan penduduk agar sentiasa berwaspada dengan persekitaran mereka, terutamanya ketika musim hujan yang sedang berterusan sekarang ini. Setiap penduduk rumah panjang ini perlu menyimpan nombor mana-mana pasukan keselamatan supaya memudahkan mereka berhubung jika berlaku kecemasan.
He added safety teams are now focusing on increasing monitoring, especially in flood and landslide hotspots throughout the Serike district. Shahrul Azizi further said that these precautionary measures are crucial to ensure the safety of all residents in the affected areas.
Bagi pihak APM Serike pula, kami dan anggota sentiasa dalam keadaan berjaga-jaga dan bersiap sedia untuk dikerahkan pada bila-bila masa sahaja. Sehubungan itu, saya memohon kerjasama masyarakat agar menyalurkan sebarang maklumat berkaitan bagi memudahkan kita melaksanakan operasi penyelamat. Kerjasama semua pihak amatlah penting.
Coming up right after the break, Economy Minister Rafizi Ramli says Anwar is the best person to be finance minister. And in world news, Hamas and Israel agreed to a 4-day ceasefire agreement. Only on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim is seen as the best leader to shoulder the duty of Finance Minister, says Economy Minister Rafizi Ramli. As such, Rafizi said there is no need to separate the two, as it is in line with the Prime Minister's responsibility of ensuring transparency in the country's procurement procedure. He added, under the unity government, the duty of reviving the national economy lies not only with the Finance Ministry, but is shared among the relevant ministries and all ministers, unlike the practice of the previous administrations.
Ini bukan tugas kementerian atau menteri kewangan semata-mata. Ini tugas bersama semua jemaah menteri yang ada. Kerana bidang kuasa mengenai reformasi pasaran buruh adalah yang berkaitan dengan Kementerian Ekonomi dan juga dengan Kementerian Sumber Manusia. Yang berkaitan dengan memastikan industri kita ini naik ke tahap yang lebih baik adalah tanggungjawab Menteri MITI contohnya. Untuk memastikan ada bidang-bidang baru yang boleh menjadi enjin pertumbuhan baru, itu termasuk bidang kuasa di bawah Kementerian Ekonomi, di bawah NRECC, di bawah KKD dan yang lain-lain. Kerana sebenarnya bidang kuasa Menteri Kewangan adalah untuk menguruskan soal fiskal.
He said this when replying to a supplementary question by Paguh Member of Parliament Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin in Dewan Rakyat. Rafizi said under the current administration, the country has achieved economic growth for 3 consecutive quarters, the lowest poverty rate and the highest salary increase for the first time in years. Anwar has been criticised by various parties for holding the Finance Minister's portfolio, as he had previously pledged that the Prime Minister would not hold another ministerial portfolio at the same time. Anwar was Finance Minister in the 1990s, during his time as Deputy Prime Minister. Transition to renewable energy is not merely empty rhetoric by the government. Instead, it is anchored in a more sustainable national development plan for the future. Economy Minister Rafizi Ramli said if the country continues with its current trajectory of energy consumption, the nation will soon encounter energy security challenges in the next 10 to 15 years.
Ramai rakyat di luar selalu tanya, kenapa kerajaan dari satu pentadbiran ke satu pentadbiran terlalu nampak fokus kepada soal electric vehicle, EV. Dia bukan soal untuk orang kaya semata-mata, kerana kita perlu mengurangkan penggunaan tenaga fosil kita, kerana kita akan sampai ke satu peringkat yang kita perlu import.
He said in response to a supplementary question from Paya Besar Member of Parliament Dato' Muhammad Shahar Abdullah during a question and answer session in the Dewan Rakyat today.
Jadi strategi-strategi inilah walaupun tempohnya panjang, tapi tempoh 10 tahun ini cukup penting untuk meletakkan kita di landasan yang baik ke arah peralihan tenaga.
Additionally, the Pandan Member of Parliament said the government should expedite the transition to renewable energy such as green energy and hydrogen. The government has agreed to study the proposal for a phased expansion of social protection coverage to Malaysians in the working age bracket starting at 18 years old. This initiative, which will commence next year, is designed to guarantee income security in old age. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim announced that this decision was reached at the 6th meeting of the Malaysian Social Protection Council, MySPC, which he chaired earlier today.
During the meeting, Anwar said that the government also stressed on fostering a more inclusive and comprehensive social protection coverage, with a particular focus on vulnerable groups and individuals within the informal sector. Hence, through MySPC, the government is committed to enhancing and broadening the nation's social protection network and translated it into tangible action plans that will benefit the people. Anwar also said that sustainable social protection ensures that every citizen can maintain a decent standard of living when they face any risks throughout their lives.
The government is mulling the setup of an integrated care centre catering to both senior citizens and children in the country. Minister of Women, Family and Community Development, Datuk Seri Nancy Shukri, underscored that the centre is expected to be constructed next year to provide the best facilities for those in need.
Nancy said that one of the focuses of the construction is to assist women who are often associated with the management of care for the elderly and children, especially those who are employed.
Especially women who have always been attached to their children and also their elderlies. They cannot go back to work. Even though they can work from home, but it's still not enough. The country needs the women to come back to work. The government especially has to do their part to make sure that women can go back to work. Daycare center mesti ada, or even elderly care center, because they have their parents as well, yang perlu dijaga juga.
She said this after launching the Mind Care campaign, mental health support for caregivers, organized in collaboration with Kiddo Care and FWD Takaful today. She emphasized that the government's efforts to develop the facility in Nibong Tebal would alleviate the burden on women in managing their care responsibilities. Additionally, a more comprehensive approach to mental health management is also a priority for caregivers to provide quality care.
Yang dijaga itu kanak-kanak, orang tua yang mempunyai banyak kerenahnya, kerana kita tidak tahu when you are a caregiver, you don't know what you're going to face when you work with them. So therefore you must be emotionally stable dan juga mentally stable bagi membolehkan kita memberi perkhidmatan yang baik.
This aligns with the ministry's plans to empower the caregiving industry in the coming years.
The National Housing Department is facing a mounting task to reduce the number of sick and abandoned housing projects in the country from 15% down to 3% by 2030. Its Director General, Datuk K.N. Jayasilan, said that there are currently 117 housing projects that have been officially labelled as abandoned, with another 497 classified as sick projects.
Jayasilan added that as the initial step, the department aims to minimize the number of sick housing projects. The second step is having a task force led by Deputy Minister Akmal Nasrullah Nasir, spearheading the effort in restoring sick projects. He further emphasized that monthly meetings are held to strategize solutions for the issue.
And now, world news. After 46 days of bloody conflict, Hamas said that it has reached a 4-day ceasefire agreement with Israel under a Qatari-Egyptian mediation early on Wednesday. Under the deal, 50 hostages consisting of children, mothers and elderly women will be released in exchange for the release of 150 Palestinian prisoners and a ceasefire that will last for 4 days. The agreement would also allow hundreds of humanitarian, medical and fuel aid trucks to enter Gaza. All Israeli air activity in South Gaza will stop for 4 days, while air traffic in the north will stop for 6 hours a day from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. local time. The pause in fighting would extend an extra day for every 10 additional hostages released. The first group of captives would be released on Thursday. The government said this is the plan for the first phase, to return the captives to their homes. According to the agreement, there will be a ceasefire by both parties, a cessation of all military actions in all areas of the Gaza Strip, and a halt to the movement of military vehicles into the Gaza Strip. Hamas stressed that during the truce period, there will be no attack or arrest of anyone in all areas of the Gaza Strip, in addition to ensuring the freedom of movement of people from north to south. The Palestinian death toll from Israeli attacks on the Gaza Strip had soared to 14,128, the health ministry said on Tuesday, which include over 5,840 children and 3,920 women. World leaders on Wednesday welcomed the truce deal between Israel and Hamas. The agreement marks the biggest diplomatic breakthrough since the October 7th attack erupted. The deal, which was mediated by Qatar, Egypt, and the US, came after 5 weeks of negotiations. In a post on X, Qatar Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani expressed hope that the deal would establish a comprehensive and sustainable agreement that will put an end to the war and the bloodshed and lead to serious talks for a comprehensive and just peace process. Meanwhile, US President Joe Biden welcomed the prisoner swap deal and highlighted the collaborative efforts with regional partners and stressed the importance of the full implementation of all aspects of the deal. Biden thanked the leaders of Qatar and Egypt for their critical leadership in reaching the deal. Similarly, China's foreign ministry spokesperson Mao Ning expressed hopes that the move will help alleviate the plight of the humanitarian crisis, promote the de-escalation of conflicts, and ease tensions. At the same time, President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, stated that the European Commission will do its utmost to use this pause for a humanitarian surge through Gaza. See the world closer with TVS, as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. And that's all the updates for TVS Nightline. I'm Ahmad Azlan Shah. May the force be with you.